Harlem, where Cardi B stepped in
Sure.
and said, you know, leave them alone. They're trying to make a
Right.
living, yada, yada, yada.
So we're working with, the board is working on a study committee with Sobro to study the issue around street vending and how that's happening. And that's working with Councilmember Salamanca, Diana Ayala, and other local elected officials to have studied the issue is. And we're gonna a couple proposals to make that to move forward. So we're right now in the very infant stages of that conversation. We all know that the street vending issue became exacerbated because of the after effects of COVID. So we want to make sure that we are, thinking this carefully because fortunately, there are folks on both sides. Some people who want the street vendors to be able to continue to do the work and earn a living of some accord, and some people who find it that is definitely economically choking out the businesses that are along the commercial corridor. So we are engaging and we're involved in it, and we're in the infant stages of what best to make recommendations.
That's
to make
good.
that.
Good. Also, Padre Plaza, that's what it's called.
St. Anne's Avenue,
Yeah, that new plaza over there.
Right.
That nobody really uses, but everybody hangs out.
Roberto Clemente Plaza, right?
That was supposed to be, in its inception, was supposed to be an area for vendors, but they never got in any private vendors. So why can't all these vendors be corralled over there?
Right.
Whereas they have to, it's not a choice. It's if you want to set up shop, and I don't know the ins and outs of the city licensing situation, but in order to comply, I would assume that they would have to have some kind of a license to make it legal, legit, and also fair, like you said, to the regular business owners in the Third Avenue mid area. So yes, Ms. Goodwin.
First issue. That's an issue. Good assessment.
I think that's what Mr. Jordan was saying.
I was just saying, got away from the talkers now, that really done. Whatever the issue is, that should be directed. Same for that person is incorporated the law. Not until an assessment is not see exactly. It's going back and forth. Directly is responsible for that area.
Which committee would oversee that area is what you're talking about?
About 125th Street.
Right.
They not only dispersed they came into an agreement with another location to 116th. That's not happening. But it was also a community thing that agreed that they did not want to do away with it. But they would move them to another
Special location.
yeah, so they're all on 116th Street. Okay, so that's how it went. But that in order to disperse an issue, you need to identify who is responsible for this. Take it to the direct committee. Manager follow so we don't be going.
Mr. Jordan, is that what you were trying to say? Is this?
So yes, well, to build on what Ms. Goodwin was saying, that we did make proper assessment around it, and this is why the Economic Development Committee is working with the organization that is out there in reference to it, and building on what Ms. McKay is experiencing. I want to reiterate what the board is already doing to be able to help with, be able to provide helpful solutions about that situation. So I think it's good to bring that up, but the board has a grasp on understanding that the impact of what street vendors are doing to, especially the commercial corridor. We're also working very closely with the new Third Avenue bid director. He was just recently appointed. Who's we have also have a strong relationship with strategy. I just don't and I don't want us working in silos. Or the board has a certain powers and authority under its piece, but we also have to use our nonprofit partners and other agencies in place. But I think Ms. McKay for bringing it up about that issue, because yes, it is becoming a headache for seniors and fearful for anyone to want to walk through that because there's so much issues around crime and other public
And
safety
for the
issues.
seniors
Seniors move
more
around.
so, because, you don't want to walk in that area.
For sure, for
For
sure.
many reasons. Yes, Ms. Duke.
Exactly.
We're talking about, I think, the 149th Street in general, and the surrounding area, the four corners that here. That's Ms. Dukes.
You know what, my concern, not the bit, go in the bank, got the door open, even if you go to the cash, somebody standing behind you. I can't not go to the bank, even with my home, I don't wanna go to the bank. If I can't get a male figure to go with me, I don't go. So half the time, I might have $2 or $3 in the house, and I gotta call somebody, go with me to the bank.
You mean there's people lurking around the
Yeah.
cash machine area? And where is the security person? There's usually they're standing there, but they do nothing. Oh. That's Herman.
Where they operate, my mother got robbed like that. Got somebody inside mine, and look like their mind is in it. And when they see somebody, get the hide side, somebody outside. And when that's somebody who's outside will follow the person that they are designated. My mother got to the building, got on the elevator, and next thing you know, the elevator stopped on the second or third floor. Person got on and stuck up her and the other person that was in there with him. This was years ago. They wound up catching me eventually, but this is where they operate. And 99 of 100, what they learned was that the inside person giving the high side is a female. And so forth. So basically what you got, then you got the proliferation. Now keep this in mind, this was a check cashing joint. Why in this density area with half of our house and stuff, public house, got all these check cashing joints, do that investment plenty back in the 80s. And then you got the banks here who opposed to that because they found out that Banco Popular does not invest a dime back in the day when they said they invest back in Puerto Rico, where they headquartered at. So grasp all that, it goes straight down to us. Well, live here, the whole number convoy of investment.
All the banks, not only Banco Popular, all the banks.
To invest back in
Yeah,
the neighborhood.
back some.
Cause we got one agency that do good work on is Department of the Agency, city agency. And so forth, cause while I was coming here on the bus, I saw that food line outside that church. Then also, I went to the senior citizen center, this is very interesting, that down about the lunch.
Okay,
Now,
we're diverting.
No, we're not gonna be very, cause this goes right down to Delta K. And so forth, I lose my hair. My hair don't have no senior center, they gotta go to fast to get their lunch. They shut down the senior lunchroom in the senior center in Mitchell. They gotta go to 136.
Where is the senior center?
No, my hip didn't have a senior center.
Oh, senior center.
Senior center. They shut down in the senior citizen building in Mitchell, they shut down the center down there, converted to elementary school. So those who want lunch now got to go to 138 east side. Now, all this is going to the problem of the, and you find out that there's a cutoff line, that once they sell 120 lunches, that's it. Co-op city is
This
100.
sounds like a whole nother area. that
No, no,
we-
whole other-
Herman, please.
It's about the food line,
Okay,
man. I see
okay.
that food line out there.
All
And you
right, this
know where
is, we're
food
getting off topic.
It's not off topic?
Yes, yes, it is.
Okay.
Yes, Mr. Herman.
Same way, all the way to Lexington Avenue. Campaign is all up and down both sides of the street. From Broadway to Lexington Avenue, Park Avenue. Vendors on both sides of the street, they're back.
And Mark 125.
At one time, I got licensed. Certain things you can sell books, religious items, all right? You don't need a license. When you get to clothing, the vendors will complain with the same clothes they sell inside. They selling outside with a cheaper price.
Right.
That's what the program is about. Right? So, they're bad.
Do we have any more discussion on the motion? If not, we can vote on the motion. Ms. Goodwin, you want to repeat the motion for us, please?
The motion was to bring, we discussed it before.
Specifically, to with the banks,
Bring to the full board regarding the banks and those things. Motion is done by Ms. Goodwin, second by Ms. And the second item regarding that same motion was the support on it, street vendors on the point.
so all in favor of the motion, say aye.
Uh,
Any against? Any abstentions? Motion carries. All right, so we identified one issue that we want to work on now. Do you want to discuss any other issues that we may want to start talking about? You mentioned, Herman, you mentioned food. desert. We live in a food desert.
No, not food, the Department of the city agency,
Uh-huh.
and also, cover every single activity that, guard the Asian population. And due to this area having a large percentage of the Asian population, public housing, why is their presence so limited? He's looking at, who explained, this goes back to your saying about MTA, we expect to go bus at any particular time, their ability to access a ride, why is it to be limited sometimes to, particular destination, getting, what you call, Wi-Fi, so forth. There are a number of things that the cities are entitled to, which just makes it be not being distributed under the Department of the Agency.
So do you think we should have a representative
Yes.
come from the Department of Aging to one of our committee meetings? Okay, sounds fair. This is a good one. Sorry.
I think that's a question. You talk about services, talk about subsidized, how you talking about the service. I mean, I don't know, Mr. King, you have a subsidized?
Yeah.
I have a subsidized,
We've had the representative, the head of access right here, a couple of times, I
and
think.
not so much as subsidized. I live in public house, every year we have to make, application, income and all that stuff, every year. All the trips I had. I can't get stopped, and I gotta go stop.
Right.
So maybe people that informed, but yes, I get the letter, tell me how many trips I had, and how many trips, which was 75 last year, and how it went up to 2,000. So if I ain't got that money, I can't get it. But I'm just saying, if people that want to be good for us, and I've had it since I thought. And I think Mr. King probably has some, yes, that's right. Yeah, we vote for him.
I think most people's experience of that, from I remember from my mom's house. It's going, radiation treatments, never pick her up on time.
Mhm.
She was always enough to come late, and 3 or 4 of them before they had to take her home, so it was whatever. Depending on what kind of Medicaid, have, you could do private service. That's what I found. It's a special cab company that was hooked in with Medicaid. And they were very punctual, dropped her off, she was going 5 days a week, radiation. So I think that's something that needs to be explored because there are other options other than Access-a-Ride that seniors can get. So that's something that we could also investigate.
I just want to add something. Everybody that have children, the age of being senior, you know that. You also able to tap into your health service for transportation.
Yeah, that's what I'm
If
saying,
you were chosen.
Yeah.
But over the years, dealing with other seniors that I know, It's always been a problem. You understand?
To get the services?
Call them 2 and 3 a.m. before, it's still a problem. I'm not taking the first accessory, I can't rest. Bottom line, that if you're dealing with accessory now, they have a whole new system. I was at my doctor last week at 7 o'clock. I was finished at 10. I called accessory. They was able to have somebody pick me up early. The service, I don't know, so they must have pushed somebody button. Because nowadays, if they try to compromise you, and I ain't gonna lie,
Compromise your woman.
if the driver not there, they're gonna get somebody. And I'm not
Oh, you
gonna,
mean accommodate you? They
Yeah,
try to
they
accommodate you.
definitely come.
Okay, that's a good thing.
And they have a complaint.
Oh.
Oh, yes. And if you complain enough, believe me, it'll get done. You had so and so, not gonna happen. But I'm just saying,
Yes, Ms. Good.
And it's been of accessibility.
Okay.
They are very faulty in their service, period. The service that they use this century is the best. I was told, always say you have an appointment. I missed 6 appointments this past 2 weeks, messing with them. And I just had major surgery. And I know for a fact they do not get back to me. I know for a fact that at the meeting that we had, even if he was there, I said to them, you have to do it, they're not. If you don't have the insurance that is connected, give you a ride, something have to go to zero. And it provides you with much more. But the excessive ride is horrible. Like I said, I just had 6 appointments and they've been late. Late. And when you call them, like Saturday, I got 3 calls at my house. He's 20 minutes away, but when I look on the map, you're in Harlem. How can you be 20 minutes away? My suggestion is call them back in.
Yeah.
The heads of heads, if you know, they are two major players.
they miss my mouth.
And see what, I just think
I
that
don't
some
know.
people have a good experience, but I haven't had a good experience, period. And in the past 7 weeks, they've been horrible. It's not been good. And I miss my appointments. And they always got an excuse. The guy is calling me and I'm already at the appointment, I'm at your house. In my house, supposed to be undercover, it's 2 hours. Okay, and the people who have insurance, just explain it, who do have insurance, my sister-in-law. But that's not forever. That's not all the time. Everybody's insurance is different. Some got that OTC card and some don't. And Medicaid definitely be able to up to that. Okay, and as far as the complaint, that lady never got back to us. Anthony, did that lady ever get back to us?
So,
Never got back. Who was it? The commissioner, somebody else?
the director, or the coordinator of.
Everybody else that dealt with. That record, you know that. They don't get back, and they don't get back to the people. Now, one of them told me, always say appointment. Listen, say appointment, they'll come on time.
Why should that make a difference?
I have no idea. So Sunday afternoon, I said appointment. They were
But
there.
what other reason would they be picking you up for? Aside from an appointment?
Anything. Because they don't know why they're picking.
What, sir?
Church service.
Oh, I didn't know they did that. Oh, yeah, because I live down the block from Jehovah's Witnesses.
The time and you calling for the return. They don't go into why. They don't even know your appointment is really an appointment. But they say appointment is better. I said call them in. Call them in and deal directly with them.
Okay.
Well, one time,
Hold on, Herman, hold on. So far, we've identified a couple of areas that we want to concentrate on. I'm sorry, Ms. McKay.
Department of the agent and accessible.
and accessorized. So we've identified two. And the motion that we made in terms of the bags. Yes, Ms. McKay.
And I have a problem with social media. And I think it's important. And now, they out there sometime before we could be out of the morning, they was there. And then I have gone to 52nd Street, and it's the right guy. I don't know what he was trying to tell, but it was raining it. He took us all the way past the address, and we got out, he was nothing. So it was an airman in the door, and he said, you have to go almost a block down. And I got home. And they sent me a nice letter telling me this. So I said, no, I don't need that. I need someone who's going to be, but he can't respect the patient or the person, then he don't leave the job. So they told me they're going to do it. But then I said, well, I have to go home because cars are going to get home. He said, well, I'm not coming back. I said, you're not supposed to have to sit on the clock. But they didn't. They sent a private car. And it picked me up. So from he said he came and I went there. Oh, my grandson. He said, oh, don't worry. I'm going to send a private car. I got it. There you go. Don't call Central. Call it. Hey, call that. Correct. Both of them, hey, they need you and you need them.
And building on what, Mr. Nguyen spoke about, I think it's a difference between when you have the large car, you get a multiple people to when they're doing the individual,
Century cars.
century car service. He's about, especially how they arrive on time, what an ex, like a taxi, one,
Plus,
That's
they
the key point.
actually want a taxi. You want a taxi driver. You get a taxi, and you don't send your voucher, and you get your money. So you really have to be options. You go in their vans, their subscriber vans, you go in the taxi, or you go with the Century Car Service. That's the biggest problem with the Century Car Service.
so it's up to the committee, we can again, invite, I think the building on, if it's a committee and the chair's pleasure, we invite the division head who oversees, what we spoke with was the, director of government affairs and a coordinator. We invite the head of the division that oversees, Assessor Ryan is saying, especially in the South Bronx where it is very densely populated, so sometimes it's very hard to walk around using, certain public transportation services. But we understand that seniors' appointments are important, and as we continue to develop and get larger in this district, we need to be focused on making sure that our seniors has accessibility.
We need to address the fact that if they know that Century is a problem, why are they continuing to Century?
Right.
I brought that up at the meeting, I had with them. If you know they are a problem, it's a ludicrous problem. Why do you insist upon using them? Because the hospitals is not gonna wait for these appointments.
So we're not only having the heads of Accessoride, we're also the government agency that oversees.
Right, right. So the department, so my understanding from this conversation is that the Department of Aging has a transportation program, but also, the agency head in MTA that oversees Accessibility. So there's several levels. We met with the Intergovernmental Affairs for MTA, we met with the coordinator of Accessibility. can build it, we can go up to BPs and et cetera. And because, as anybody understands, and this board understands, that unfortunately, the procurement or the contractual system is that we, the city or these agencies always go with the lowest contractor
Right.
as, under the procurement law, and unfortunately, it's my understanding that that's what continues. Vendor that is continuously having these complaints. And it's something that we are, studying under our legislation, policy, and bylaws committee to help invite elected officials to talk about, a system around procurement, to really study it because but anybody knows the procurement, issue is a real big issue. And so, and some folks would like to, engage in stuff with that, but we are going to, take a crack out of it and see how this committee can, the Committee on Bylaws, Legislation, Policy can be able to research into. So going back to, the issue at hand is we can, if the committee's pleasure, we can invite Assessor Ride and the senior staff to come in and answer, like, answer some, hard questions.
Sounds good. Hakeem, hold on. Hakeem,
Since, Madam Chair, since you're president of the school center, because all these stuffs keep going out in English, all right? Spanish, such a.
yes.
Based on the same issue about accessory, that we do hold, particular meeting. A town hall fair held at a senior center, working in conjunction with East Side House, to advance a large number of senior centers in this particular, district. Cause this way right here, cause I remember when, Mr. Johnson, he held a town hall meeting about police misconduct, standing rooms only. And the people that were sitting on the representatives of, the law enforcement, looking at downplay, law enforcement behavior, but the people that were giving testimony were working people, were, for no reason or other, presented their story about their being mistreated by, local law enforcement. This was years ago. But this same phenomenon is going on today. If the people in the neighborhood do not step up and put their, whatever going on with them on the table, instead of us keeping close out, let's open up into the town hall format.
So you're saying now to only keep it into the, community board or the, committee to spread it out and have a town hall,
Right.
meeting about this issue.
I think it should always start at
So we'll go.
I think that should always start at, get your facts straight. Your responsible for these facts. So when they come forward and work out a plan, right, you're gonna get presented to the public. If you don't wanna come to a meeting and everybody start hauling and screaming and shouting.
No, I understand that, but we
No,
talking
let
about.
me finish.
Wait a minute.
Get it at a committee level, then you take it further. Then you take it further. I would not suggest that, because there's a number of pieces to this. You want everybody that's involved to be the players have to take it first. So when you go to a forum, we've spoken to this one, we've spoken to that one. This is what.
Right, we've done our due
We've done
diligence
our
before
due
we get to
before we
that
get
point,
to that
yeah.
point. And then, if you miss anything, or something else that we need to come up with, then you let the people in the audience. Listen, the problem is if you could get some of the people to come to the committee meeting, that would also help. Like a friend, bring a friend, you know somebody that's had a problem with accessory, bring it in.
Well, we can post in, the senior centers in the area, we can post that are having representatives from the Department of Aging, from Accessory,
Right?
and we need your help, please come and voice your concerns.
Because the day
for
we
that.
had it, yeah, we posted it everywhere, and nobody was sitting there looking at it.
Yes.
Have a list of senior citizens in this district.
Yes, so we're working with our intergovernmental affairs agencies from the Department of the Aging and with the federal aging.
The list of
The New York City Department of the Aging.
Oh, but we don't have,
But is it updated?
but what I'm saying is, we don't have a list that we could just quick reference.
Here at the board.
Yes,
These
yes,
are
we are, yes, we have a,
Oh, we do.
yes,
Okay.
it should have. Play House, Bronx Works, and there's a that have, or agencies, I'm sorry, that have, senior, agency programs. We also have some new section 202, which is senior housing, that's up in the, and also have fits, that has a senior, Nostradamus, there's a lot of,
But taxes.
but that, exactly, there. So, right, they have lost their contracts, yeah. So, right, so my last district service cabinet meeting, I just had on Tuesday, I spoke directly with the deputy commissioner for intergovernmental affairs for the Department of the Aging, and we will have updated, we have updated us.
All right.
Yes, that's
We can
correct.
give that to the committee.
No problem, Madam Chair. Sure.
Okay, moving on. If
So is it a committee asking, I'm sorry for
Yes, the
asking
committee's
for,
gonna start first, and we're gonna ask for representatives from the Department of Aging and accessibility. Who else?
People that was at our meeting, that's the government agency, and it was
it was assessor, right, the coordinator of assessor, right, and the intergovernmental affairs director, wanted to go. Step above, get the head of the division.
And give us at least,
You're talking about your April meeting or
a
your
couple
May
of
meeting?
months. Probably May. So
May meeting?
we can, mobilize senior centers as we can. And once you get that information in terms of senior centers, then we can see if there's anybody here in the committee that frequents those senior centers and has a contact person. Otherwise, if there is a contact person, I will get in contact.
Sure.
And bring flyers out.
Addition, is also the action items about, Chase, the heads or some community from, officers from the banks. Are you asking for that to be for your, April meeting or maybe so that I can feel like when you bring this motion to the full board?
I think we could do that, the April meeting. What do you think, the representatives from the banks?
If you put the motion on the floor, it's Thursday.
Right.
Then you know that you eat first in the month, so you only get them approximately 2 weeks.
By the community board, because this, I'm sorry, madam, if I could add to what Ms. School was, reminded me of something you guys are all, I've received an email or, and I know, School One is working on that. But, it is about the meeting for Thursday, so that it's been moved to Tuesday because of Holy Week, so,
So I'm just saying. You give it back
2 weeks notice, right?
instead of none.
or should we just, or should we just, what? Right.
Are you gonna be ready?
It does, I can alert them now and say to the banks, we tend to have coming to the April committee. Get the committee and let that happen, right, so I can do that.
It could be at,
Keep the committee,
advice.
sure, yes, we love,
just separate. Yes.
so we have every,
Report to the full board, what took place, what our issues were, that's what's gonna happen in the full board, let them know. And whatever you decide on letting them know what the issues are, what we're taking them, how we proceed to go her forward.
this is regarding security and also ability for a senior, only,
With them.
windows so that, so that's 62 and higher to be able to go
Say disabled as well.
senior and disabled. So you said 50, that's 55 the consensus, or we have, what is?
62, so.
I just want to make sure that, because I want them to come in not to say, I am a fan of not people getting back to us versus to people answering our questions on the fly right in front of us. So I just want to make sure that I'm clear in my communication. So I'm
Yes.
With ARP 650. ARP, it's on the 50.
But the city's interpretation of senior is 62 plus.
And some banks are regulated through federal and state regulated, charter banks.
So I got all that, but staying safe, still have to get information, laying groundwork, what you're gonna do down the line, due to normally cause and effect of every action is a reaction. So put the information out there, this is for those upcoming future information, but about things going down the line. So why wait till the last moment, come out and get it now?
So usually when we do meetings like this,
Yeah.
the committee, the staff works on a set of flyers, working with all the senior centers, the senior buildings, et cetera, so that they understand that the purpose of the meeting. Like, for example, do you face long lines at banks? Do you feel unsafe when going, whatever we can use as catchphrase to be able to get folks. So yeah, we're gonna be able to make sure we get folks out. Yep, but no, at this meeting, we're gonna start now, generating, what I'm understanding, we're gonna start alerting them now, not waiting till it comes to the full board, alert them now. This is what we're asking at this meeting in April. We're asking these institutions to speak to these issues. And see, there's some banks have what they call quote unquote senior hours, like windows are available a certain hour. Huh? Well, yeah, okay, so we'll ask. Thank you, Madam Chair.
Gonna be-
You know, there's one, I can't think of the name of it, it's right there by the Kentucky Fried Chicken.
TD.
No, it's something up in that doorway, that's not there no more. Something, maybe it's not there no more, I know the spelling right there.
Pop up, Chase City.
Oh, I didn't get
Maybe that's the one.
it. That's not either.
But they don't contribute for Christmas Eve. They asking for it.
Rose Falls, Meadowfield?
No,
No.
and
Yeah, on 14.
Winding things down, it's a little before, 2. It started 5 minutes late, so I don't want to keep people any longer than we have to. The next item is old business. What motion?
Voted on one motion again.
The one motion, yeah.
Now so Jen does a discussion of both of the committees. And then you can put it into action.
I think we kind of threw all that in. We talked about it all. We just didn't put a title to it. Yeah. So, item 4 is old business. Old business? Does anybody have any last words before we adjourn the meeting?
We want to turn the.
Okay, thank you everyone for coming. Hopefully you'll keep coming. So for April, let me just read up what we talked about. In April, we are going to have the bank representatives, and we're going to talk about the senior window, senior hours. In May, we are going to have the people from Department of Aging and Access-RIDE and whoever higher ups we can get here. And before that, we'll be sending out flyers to all the senior centers, so they will be alert as to when and where this is happening. And some of them may even need Access-RIDE to get here, I don't know. Is this a really a good place to have it though, or should we aim on having it somewhere more accessible? One of the senior centers, yes.
Since it's large enough, these are those very hot issues, so we can definitely talk to our partners and see if they're also in the senior center.
Yeah, because it has to be disabled, able companies and ADA accessible, stuff like
I
that.
wanted to add one thing for you during Chairperson Burns is, we have Precious Quick, who's, our colleague from our partner organization, Bronx Works. We talked about Bronx Works, we know that they run a numerous amount of homeless, quality of life, community services, social services programs. So I wanted to just make it aware that, when, Chairperson Aliato, came on as chair, we wanted to activate this office to be this where resources could also be available to folks in the community. Precious Quick represents a program that she's gonna basically talk about, which very quickly, but it's essential to what is happening on the floor, on the ground, to our seniors and to our residents, and so if it impacts you or somebody you may know, I just wanted to make sure that you know that on Wednesdays from 9 to 5, she is available. So it's great if you want to talk briefly about your program.
Absolutely. Thank you, Mr. Jordan. My name is Precious Quick. I worked at Bronx Works for a little over 3 years. We focus on many different benefits such as access to cash assistance, food stamps. We do have a specific program for seniors for the senior homelessness prevention program. We are very big on eviction prevention. We know that is quite high these days. Seniors falling behind in rental arrears. We assist with street entry, freezing the rent as well. So I am stationed here, but majority of the services are provided at 630 Jackson Avenue.
What was that, I was,
630 Jackson Avenue on the first floor. And I also have other colleagues that are able to assist me as well with services to make sure that it's faster as well.
So, but we know with that, we touched about food insecurity, so SNAP is extremely important.
Yes.
So a lot of people in our community do not know that they are eligible for SNAP. And so, and we know that while the prices in the supermarkets have not changed, but mostly got exacerbated and gouged out of control. So we want to make sure that people have access to SNAP. We want to make sure that people also have access to farmers markets, programs. We have a food distribution program here on Saturdays for some vegetables. And so we want to make sure that folks know about that. We also know that our seniors are falling behind in rental arrears, unfortunately, unbeknownst to them at any given time. So we want to make, and also screen injury are extremely important because folks don't know that they should have frozen rent back when they became, I think the number is 65, or when you became disabled. So those two opportunities are out there. We want to, she's here on Wednesdays. She's energetic and she wants to make sure that we get as many people access to the services as
Yes.
So Wednesdays 9 to 5 should available to them. Thank you, Madam Chair.
I just feel all these things. Need a large lot. Everybody could not have read this. Everybody could not. But it's on that window out there every day. No. Started the distribution first 2 weeks, there was no notification. Then an email came out. And then email came out. The first 2 weeks, there was notification. People were asking, about the post, but I didn't know it was first, because I did not get the email. And I didn't get text about it, and already had it. It's a matter of communication.
is that permitted to put flyers or posters outside?
What the,
There are posters outside registered.
what the method, what's he doing in it? I think also like maybe sending out a survey to everyone that we're asking them for the best method of communication.
That was
Like,
also
do you
nice.
prefer text, do you prefer phone call?
Well, sometimes people work.
Yeah.
So they don't have the time in the day. And so everybody's not gonna be tweets, everybody's not gonna be. Okay, so
I understand that
we
definitely.
do the best we can.
Yeah.
So, yes.
Right, so to speak to that, definitely we'll do,
One outside the.
So speaking to that, there was a flyer immediately when it started. This was publicized immediately. It was publicized in the board meetings, publicized, the email was publicized. I mean, this flyer is outside right now. It was publicized on social media. It was publicized a lot of ways. I'm sorry that folks are not aware. The food distribution was publicized almost immediately. The next, if not the first week, the next week after it happened. I'm sorry that we didn't go to.
It was the second week to do that, I came in and flying up in the boxes, the board up to the. I said, what's going on? Steve told me, so that was just the second week. That's what I thought. We're not perfect. Nobody.
We learned from it, you know, we learned.
We also I want to also say that Stephen reached out to each board member specifically to ask what is the best way to communicate. We've been so,
Nobody reached out to me. That's why I'm telling you, I didn't know. So make sure that I
Well-
can't stop. Make sure that those, like I said, I don't want you to get offended. I'm gonna get offended, say it, Jason. When I send something, bring the facts with me.
I'm sorry you misunderstand that. I get offended, listen, I don't get,
That is.
I'm not gonna interrupt you.
Coming in the door, you're gonna ask a question. So we all on one accord.
All right. So I appreciate it, and I'm gonna finish with this, saying we'll do better, as far as, I didn't know we were adjourned.
Well, when I'm gonna put this under, we didn't put a new business, category, so, this quick, short discussion and also about distribution and how we're gonna handle it, but that one, I put it under new business.
I would also add for the food distribution, I think for our seniors, board members can have access to it. So if there are any board members who on Saturday know they want to pick up a bag of produce, you can set that aside to make sure that the seniors at the board get produce.
11 o'clock on Saturdays.
Doesn't
11
that
to
say?
2?
11 to 2.
But we'll have to know in advance if that's what you get.
So anybody who wants to participate, we can come in person, call the board office, thank you. I'll call you. And call the board office and get clarification from Stephen or Jordan. Any other matters at hand, can we adjourn? All right, it is 2:05, I adjourn the, sorry.
I would like to say something. Thank you to Ms. Linda for inviting me here because as listening to what it I love to hear my community,
Yes.
my senior, because there we have a lot of issues.
Yeah.
But I would like to be in May here because you say that representative of Department of Energy is going to be here. Right? I would
Yes.
like to be here.
Okay,
Thank you.
thank you for coming, okay. Adjourned, thank you all. And we have lunch, so please help yourself.
I'm gonna move out the way.
Huh? I